We know that it's virtually every Canadian's goal to pay their mortgage off as soon as possible. So we want to share the 4 simple ways that we have been able to help our clients pay off their mortgage dramatically faster and save hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. First, consider changing from monthly to weekly payments. By having monthly payments, you're dragging out the length of time by the time you make your next payment, allowing interest to accrue at a greater and faster pace. By making weekly payments, which are more frequent, you are making a payment sooner, which means interest does not accrue as fast. So, for an example, a $400,000 mortgage that you would make weekly payments of $448 over a 30-year period will actually shed 3 years and 10 months off of that mortgage and save a remarkable amount of money, all by simply just changing the frequency. Second is, and this is one that most people are familiar, is to make accelerated weekly payments. So we've already changed to weekly payments, so now let's just accelerate that by making an additional $50 payment per week to that mortgage. Not a tremendous difference to cash flow, but it will shed over 4 years more off of that same mortgage just by adding $50 extra per week. The third way that we have helped our clients is somewhat unique, and we don't see this very often. And quite often throughout the business cycle, you can find deep discounted variable rate mortgages. And most people are, maybe fearful of owning a variable rate mortgage because they're afraid of rates going up. But what we try to get clients to understand is, remember how much impact it had when you put an additional payment against the mortgage? Well, we're able to do that without paying a higher payment, simply by borrowing at a variable rate, but paying the fixed rate payment. So what that means is, for an example, and let's use pre-COVID levels so that we can have a more realistic interest rate. If you were borrowing at 3.5% pre-COVID in 2020, and you had a deep discount, which were sometimes offered at 0.9% below prime, then you were able to save almost a full percentage point below prime compared to the fixed rate. And if you're worried about rising interest rates, you could make the payment as if you were borrowing at fixed rates, but borrow at that variable discount. Now you can see that a massive spread is going to actually equate to almost exactly another $50 per week, which again is going to save a remarkable amount on the mortgage and actually take almost 3 years additional off without any extra cash flow. And the fourth way that we have helped our clients, and this is something, really one of our specialties here at Precedence, is the tax-deductible mortgage strategy. Without changing the actual cash flow, we are able to put in place a system and a strategy that will convert your mortgage interest to being a tax-deductible expense, which will remarkably reduce the size and length of your mortgage, sometimes as much as 10 to 15 years. But for this example, let's say that we are able to knock off an additional 5 years off of this mortgage. Now, how will that math look? Now, the original $400,000 mortgage paid at monthly payments, we would have paid $244,000 plus in interest. But by implementing these 4 strategies that we've outlined, clients are able to save on the exact same mortgage $130,000. Now, what we have to remember is $130,000 of interest is, although it's a massive amount and it's very significant, we fail to remember that this is actually paid with after-tax dollars. Therefore, if we gross that up and find out what earned income is required to pay $130,000 income at an average tax bracket of 30%, it would cost over $170,000 just to pay off that same mortgage if we were to take the same 30-year amortization as compared if we implement these 4 strategies. So just what would $170,000 of additional assets or income potential do for your family and your financial well-being over the years? And I bet it would be remarkable. We're going to put a couple of links below, so check those out with respect to the tax-deductible mortgage strategy, as we have subsequent content that you can view to learn more about that strategy. But hopefully you found these 4 tactics immensely valuable, and good luck with the expedited payoff of your mortgage.